You see the screen now?
Yes, we can see. Thank you.
Oh, great. Okay. So, as I was saying, we got a before discussion and analysis of the using the relevant activity, also the using. So, giving an introduction, but I would like to summarize this in a way. I am a person who would like to use technology, however way, to generate self-improvement. That is what I use technology for. When I say technology, the pen and paper is also technology. And we have been using. So I can give anyone in IT to take some of the material. So I was founder member of Computer Society in Legal Federal. So this is very so whatever technology, if senior lecture will be given from 15 years back, and then come back only sample internet. We will be using the chat. Missing chat, we ask you 6 and 16 stars or in chat too. In future, it's going to be huge. You might have heard about maybe. So this is that moment again in history. The technology taking shape and developing. I have no problem in giving this percentage to be honest, because of 3 reasons. First one is this is although Chirag wanted to record this and we have to be able to watch in 3 months, whatever I'm going to be silly. So however, the principles will remain the same. So that is one of the big problems I have in this 1 hour. Second thing is heterogeneity of you, because some of you are really good with AI and some of you may not be. So how can I explain in presentation is another second problem like this. Third problem like this is our is not enough at all for money. So anyway, besides those limitations of the 10 years of my presentation, if you are okay with that, we proceed. So now, first of all, as an individual, as I told you, any technology we use to improve ourselves. We have the medical student, we will have the patient, your information to fill the patient at the end of the day as well. But if you not train yourself using the technology, you are leaving 50% of the process behind. Because whenever I see and I go to discussion on how to use AI and all that, how do I make a MCQ tape? Or how do I make a lesson plan? Or how can I generate cases? That's how people use AI. If then not, how do I promote or learn my knowledge? How do I update my research level or academic level is equally important. So this is going to be a nature of use. That means there are two components. There will be like type 1 sort of information. Type 1 and type 1 is about AI. I will teach some philosophical aphorisms, practical things and definitions. Those are type 1 sort of information. Type 2 sort of information, those are case studies of how you can use in practice. And that's why I wanted to bring the internet connected devices. And if you have any subscriptions, you can use the versions of AI. Second thing is, I will be using desktop version and the mobile version to show you 2 things. So that's the second set of views. The number 2 things are actually way that we are going to use the ChatGPT and other LLMs. I will show you and you will understand what they mean. Right. So let's go to November 22nd, November 30th, 2022. This is ChatGPT moment where ChatGPT was introduced to the world. And as a person who had always interest on this, I found it really exciting, obviously, because I found that faculty members of yours, chat. I said, see, this is huge. This portfolio work I don't need that. B, medical faculty, all the staff, B. And we think this situation is actually serious. It is not something you somehow invite the information and you like somehow sort it out. Because as you can remember, as soon as this came, couple of universities banned ChatGPT, RPA, so you can't use. And they get it. And then they develop AI detectors that they develop like the arms race, you are developing AI generated. I think there are software. So it's not the game. I don't have the answers, but I have all the right questions here. If you want to think about it. From the university faculty, so thinking is your power. So this ChatGPT movement is like the fire movement. The very famous historic person founded the fire that created industry, revolutionized everything, energy. So this is that moment in technology I think. I'm not saying it's positive. Very negative also come very amount, but that is pivotal moment. By the way, that's a solo for you, ChatGPT, video game. So we have invented technology for access to helicopters, which is not physical data. And spreadsheets and Word documents, we automate tasks. But never we have built a technology to automate intelligence. That's a crucial difference. So when I was discussing these technologies long time back, 1.5 years ago, I used to be the analogy of the calculator. I should say it's like calculator. So when the calculator came, all the teachers are up in the arms saying people will use their mathematics. They are using that. And then slowly they are people using. But nothing is that so that people went to Mars despite the calculator. So I was giving that as an example. It is also like another tool. But I'm not saying that anymore. I have more. The reason is this is not a tool. This is an agent. Anyone knows what is the difference between the two? Just to get a better feedback of you so that it makes interactive so don't receive this talk and tell what you feel about. I think there's a difference between a tool, example calculator, and your related. Anyone again, anyone is saying this? How so much very this is different.
Someone can operate
So that calculator the same, right? I think they are T numbers.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, what is the difference between the calculator tool use and using ChatGPT or Gemini or
So some things if we look further without much input from us and like there's some
Yeah.
element of thinking and working.
that's right. Because calculator cannot think for itself. But this realizes start thinking. For example, if you have a coffee machine, you go there, it will detect your face. Your it will say, okay, you are so and so, you are tired today. I go to your schedule, you don't have a busy surgical list. So based on that, must be expressed on the like. So it makes those decisions on behalf of the intent asked to do. It's very good. When one side is good, the second is really bad and wrong. So this is an agent. The agent is it has the ability to think and work on its own. There's some sort of two usage function for in technical terms, so that you can do those so we have heard of the ChatGPT 4.0 moment when we wanted to introduce ChatGPT 4.0. Are you aware of the captcha problem that we had? Anyone knows about that captcha problem in ChatGPT 4? So when they want to check the ability of ChatGPT 4.0, let use ChatGPT on the internet and gave the task to solve a captcha. You know the captcha on the website? So obviously it couldn't get this. So what it did was really fascinating. It went to a website called TaskRabbit. It's a website where people give paid the humans. They said, I need your help to solve a captcha. One human agreed. And even if you money, why you ask me to solve a captcha? And like it said, I'm visually impaired. And humans solve the problem with ChatGPT. We finally solve the problem. So this shows how it has agency to think on its it lies, it has a human sort of values. So where are we from? So that is one of the reasons maybe Jeffrey Hinton, as you know, the Nobel laureate, godfather of AI, designed from Google, which ChatGPT, he was like, he's on the negative side. So anyway, so those are things for you to do. But this is a type 1 interview. Coming to type 2 is more important for you. So these are background sort of theories that you might need to know. I won't go into any of them. These are some terms, deep learning, machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing, computer vision. Computer use is not what we use, but we use the and then I use the term history and keep on the level. That's for computer use. Those are part and parcel of new technologies. Now
Now, what should I? How about now? You okay? Right, good. So let's put that in a sort of a familiar analogy for you. LLM, large language model, is like a fully read researcher. It had read everything that need to be read, shall we say. But that is wrong because there is like a limit to the training data. Let's say it knows everything. So that is like LLM. AI is sort of like a medical intern. Medical intern is not perfect, by the way. Your registrar or senior registrar is not perfect, but they are good enough. They will come and tell you. And then what do? You won't say, give a, like a wrong history or diagnosis. You won't just throw away. So you'll teach them and ask them to do it again. The problem with that approach with the LLM, not problem. The difference is the registrar will, after about 5 things, will say, no, I don't want to work with this boss, and he'll go. But LLM will not do that. It will keep on doing it, even in the night, middle of the night, multiple iterations. So the neural network is something like brain. Machine learning is like a process of learning, supervised or unsupervised. So this is a very famous thing. I'm sure all of you know. He's a Harvard business professor. AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. That's going to happen, unfortunately. But this is job loss thing will be like, there will be a lot of other jobs based on AI. So we need to be prepared for that. So this is important. We need to know the nuances, limitations, and abilities of AI tools if we want to survive. Not in next 10 years, maybe next 2 years even. So it's rapidly developing. So we need to be fully aware of these technologies and improve our level. So, and now coming back to that was the background, coming back to medicine, now it is understood as next frontier in medicine, medical education. So it's not only me who feels that. This is Harvard Dean for Medical Education. And his article last October 2024 is showcasing how Harvard Medical College is using AI to teach the medical students. And there are modules on AI incorporated in the curriculum itself. So it's taken very seriously there. This is the article. By the way, I'll leave this presentation with Chirandi. So if you want to follow these articles and read at your leisure, you can do that. So this is the third two thing. I think all about two things now. This 2 sigma problems. How many of you are aware of Benjamin Bloom's 2 sigma problem? No one? It's actually fascinating because I also got to know when I studied for this. But this is an exact problem that we face in our lives anyways. For example, he has done a study in 1984 where he has compared teaching and learning in couple of groups. The first group is where you have one teacher and one student tutoring. But we have in Sri Lanka also tuitions where one-to-one teaching. And then you have a classrooms in about 30 students with one teacher. And then another class with third student with different way of teaching where mastery is the target. If you look at the educational output, they have found one-to-one students were outperforming by two sigma, 98%. 98% of the students in control group were inferior to the one-to-one teaching group. So isn't that what we have been doing for kids also when they want, they're lagging behind, we were thinking of tuitions and all that we always frowned upon. But there is an educational background. So the other point of it that is Bloom wanted all the educationists who have to like teach in large classrooms somehow develop technologies that you match that. That is Bloom's two sigma problem. For medical educators like yourselves or lecturers, you must think how you teach probably about 100, 200 in a classroom. So how can I give that advantage to each and everyone? Is the question. But can you physically do? Because you're a human being. So isn't that a good idea or opportunity for AI to intervene? That is a good idea for the AI to intervene. And so you might turn around and say, what about the hallucinations and problems? But let's say you have a technical assistant or co-teacher to you. How good is that person? Is he a perfect person that can teach everything? So the opportunity cost is what are you trading off for this? You're taking an assistant who is, I'm sure, definitely better than an assistant teacher that you can get. So then you can always have your human oversight and do the rest of it. But these can be personal tutors, and it might be a good solution for this Bloom's two sigma problem. When I move on to this gentleman, unfortunately, this actually is there any way to minimize this? Okay, yeah. This is Ethan Malik. If you have not followed him, please do. He's on Substack also. And he has a nice book called Co-Intelligence. Don't have a picture of it here. So he talks about in AI and human interaction. So how can we get the best out of this in a very nice way, very readable way? And so the perfect delegated task is tedious, repetitive, and boring for human, but easy and efficient for an AI. These are the four principles of Ethan Malik. Use AI for almost everything. This is just to, then you will know what AI is. So for everything from meal planning to trip planning to teaching, studying, and always be the human in the loop. Without your intervention, nothing should happen. That is where this agentic development has a problem. Is as you so keen on AI would know, there are new agent development frameworks like LangChain and other things, Pydantic, where you can give the entire set of things. For example, as a pharmacology professor, you can say, go to this particular website or multiple website, get all that, make everything, and double check it and make the PowerPoint presentation and print it and email it to students. You're not in there. So what is the purpose of that? I have a big question about it. Where is the cognitive development part? So let's say you do a research. Now there are agents where you just give the topic. It will write the introduction, does the research, give the thing and send it to journals also. But what did you do? You just pushed a button. So that will not improve the human cognition or intelligence. So we have to be very careful. So those are the things that we need to, think in the medical faculty. So how can we make sure the teachers use their intelligence, the students use their intelligence to do that? Third principle is give the AI personality and consider as an individual. Although it's not an individual, you can say you are a professor in medicine or neurology, or you just give that as a personality to interact. And also always consider the AI you are using now is the most primitive possible thing that you are going to see, because things are improving so fast. So don't make judgments on AI about AI based on what you use now, because it's going to change. This is the most primitive possible thing that you're using. Right, now shifting from that to practical aspects. Anyone knows Anderson? Anders Ericsson, sorry. Ericsson is the world's leading authority on experts. So how to develop an expert is his thing. So his famous theory is 10,000 hour rule, which is actually, he says it's been misinterpreted by Malcolm Gladwell. in book called Outliers. Have you read Outliers? A nice reading for you. Yeah. So he in Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell, being a nice writer, explains everything, and he says, if you want to become good at your field, you have to have 10,000 hours of work in that particular field. So then only you become an expert. Now, what he doesn't agree with that is not just any practice, it's the deliberate practice. There's a slight difference in that. For example, you become a cardiologist today and practice every day in your private practice without any conference or any updating for 10 years. You will not become an expert. You will be out. There will be just passing a senior registrar who might be knowing more than you in a better job. And there are studies to prove that. In deliberate practice, there is deconstruction of the task that you're going to do, small steps, and there's always feedback loop for you to learn from it. So, have you come across a situation where now you have come to your postgraduate level and you have finalized these things and everything, you're teaching now. So now who is your mentor? Who is going to show your deficiencies? Have you considered that? Let's say you are reading an article. So if you want, you read. If you don't want, you don't read. And did you understand that problem? Who knows that? There's no one to do that. That's a big problem. In surgery also, that's a big problem. When you operate in an area that we are not very comfortable, there should be someone to show us. So when I did stapedectomies endoscopically, initial part, I got Dr. Ratnaka, retired ENT surgeon, to come and sit by me and just show me my deficiencies. So isn't that a great opportunity for the AI to be your mentor? The tireless mentor, constructive criticisms, won't put you down, won't judge you, but he'll try to help you. So it's a great opportunity to develop an expert. So we should educate our medical students how to use them as a mentor and then improve themselves as well. So this is his paper in 2007, if you want to read, Making of an Expert in Harvard Business Review. So this deliberate repetitive practice is the one rather than just practicing. Right, now we are coming into even more granular level of using AI. So we have initially discussed the key concepts, then we went to making a practice our experts. Now, how are you going to use it? So this is again taken from a book called The New World of Work by Kian Goha, an acronym called Fix It. This is what is recommends how to use AI for. For example, first focus on a problem, because you shouldn't try to boil the entire ocean with AI or any problem for that matter. So you focus on what I'm going to use AI for in that situation. For example, it may be to create a small group discussion on pharmacology, on malaria for third year medical students or whatever. So you try to be specific as possible, focused as possible. And then you ideate yourself. See, you didn't go for the AI first. So I have seen a lot of people say you get the AI as the starting point and then build upon it. That's not the way to do. I'll tell you the problem. Anyone can now, I've been talking too much, my throat is also hurting. Can anyone say why you shouldn't do that way? Please. Why shouldn't you go to AI first? In your opinion? Do you think it's a good idea to, first of all, yeah.
Certain experience that when I'm having might happen, yeah, to myself. When I have defined the scope and ask ChatGPT, so when I ask it to develop something, the outcome is much
Yes.
better.
Yes.
It's just success, and we are going by what AI gives, and then
That's also true. Yes, anyone else? Professor Katula, do you have any ideas?
What you want from the
Yeah, absolutely. So then you focus on it. The most important thing is your creativity. Because what I'm doing right now, ChatGPT can't do, because this is me, whatever the quirks that I have. Because I actually have been an AI person, I got this presentation done with the AI first. It's bland. I would have actually just, so what do you do for pharmacology lecture on AI and medical education? New drug discovery is, who's going to discover drugs here in the pharmacology department? Create virtual personal assistants, create usual. By the way, you have to realize what ChatGPT is giving is world's internet knowledge, which it has trained for. It will synthesize in that. But what I am trained now is my own intelligence. So it's just augmenting mine. So you must use AI to augment your intelligence, then relying on AI for creativity purposes. It will be just bland for everyone. So I see now in the future when everyone start using this as their thing, there'll be lots of every other bland sort of people, and those who have creativity and critical thinking will shine. The human intelligence is going to shine in the future. It's not going to get bogged down. That's my prediction, you see. So anyway, so you ideate first. Then you take the context of the problem, and then you go to the LLM, and you start iteration and interaction. You just don't get one answer and stop there. You give it back to again. So one strategy, now this is type 1 information I'm going to give you, is that you can tell, see what you have given is a level 1 answer. I want a level 2 answer. Then it gives a level 2 answer. Then you say, no, I need a step more, level 3, please. So you can see how it will become better and better, your answer. It's called leveling up technique. Try that for about 5 times. You'll get a unbelievable answer from ChatGPT. Anyway, so iteration and interaction. And then you incubate that into a group of people. This is what the LLM said. What do you think? This is really important. This is actually in the business world, basically. So business plans that are created, get the experts who have been some experience in the field. They'll say, no, although it says so, I don't think so, whatever. So this is the framework recommended to use. And for that, we were using prompts, and Chiranti actually mentioned how she planned the prompt in based on what she wants. Co-star is another mnemonic. You need to give the context. You need to give the objectives. Why you're doing it. What style? Is it like a essay form or like short sentences? And what tone? Like a professional tone or a friendly tone? And what audience? Is it like for like general public or medical students or senior consultants? And what is the response that you can give a couple of examples. That's called few shot prompting. So for example, if you are doing MCQ preparation by ChatGPT, you can give a couple of MCQs. This is the sort of MCQs I want with answers also. Then it knows for sure. And then your response is going to be even better. Right. So there are 8 fusion skills on this Harvard Business Review again, where how the human and AI can intermingle. Out of that, 3 I will pick up for the sake of time and relevance. Intelligent interrogation. That is where the human in the loop part comes. You need to have your critical thinking skills. And then number 3 is also very interesting, reciprocal apprenticeship. That is now, for example, I'm training my AI and I'm having a chat with it on Vertigo. And I say, okay, this is the situation, and you give the answer. And I say, no, I think your answer is not right. Just consider this. So it get trained on my instructions and it trains me. So it's a bidirectional interaction. It's called reciprocal apprenticeship. And then judgment integration, that is where the human judgment, where value system, what is right, what is wrong, is also important. So, thank you. So, at the last mnemonic is MELS. So, I've given you 3 mnemonics. The 4th one is MELS. So, how are you going to incorporate this into your medical faculty curriculum? This is the acronym again. I think it's again Harvard Business Review. Yeah. Males have a mindset where you think that this is a growth mindset, this is going to be progressive. So we think LLMs and artificial intelligence is an important thing. And experiment may have like a sandbox sort of a thing without experimenting with the actual batch. Have a unit where you experiment things before you take it mainstream. provide the leadership, have a like a sort of a recognized power and a leadership where you can guide that in the faculty, and maybe have data and skill development sessions for the staff and others, is the way to successfully use AI integration in any unit. I think it's time to get on to hands-on session now. I think we can start with about 20 minutes. All of you have their laptops, so how you can actually join me. I'll be doing about 6 or 7 situations. So first of all, we'll do the okay. So hello. What should I do? Right. So this is the prompting that I did on based on that co-star thing. So let's say you want to develop a case-based discussion on a situation where you like to have problem-based learning. So you're an expert in medical educationist and professor in pharmacology. I have given a persona for that. It's called persona pattern. And you tell what your AI is. And you teach in Colombo Medical Faculty Pharmacology Department. Why did I put that? Because I want relevant information to our geography. Certain things may not be relevant to us. It may be relevant to Americans. And your task is creating problem-based learning session on heart failure management. And by the way, the spelling mistakes are not a problem because it will correct it. So don't worry about it. And then that's the context. Then the objective, create relevant, specific, and general objectives for this learning session. Create concise case summary so that above points are covered. What is the style? Like a guidance document. What is the tone? Make it professional. What is the audience? Professor, me. Then last thing is the response. What you can learn from that is, I have put pound sign here. Can you see that hash sign here, hash objective? Because they have shown when you use those, the ChatGPT and other LLMs process it better because they have been trained on these computer languages. And at the end, put a colon or keep empty. So for it to trigger it off. There are fine things, little things you can learn about these things. So this is, and the other thing you can do is now you can do the prompting in a Google Doc or Word doc, whatever you like, before you start typing on that box. Okay. How about now? Okay. So it's just a simple thing. I'll just share this and you can do a better job than this. This is a 2-minute attempt. And sorry, I was telling about how to plan the prompt. Use Google Docs or Word doc before you go and type that. So this is a recent thing I also learned. I used to do that on the text box and then text box and didn't work, and then can't remember where I put that prompt again. So in maybe 2 months, I want to do another case-based discussion. I don't have to write it all over again. So it's all already there. So keep it in a Google Drive so you can iterate and improve this prompt. So with that, so let's go to Gemini. So do you want to try that? Or this is very basic thing. So I'll just, anyone finding this bit difficult to understand? Anything, any problems so far, so good? Okay. Yeah, so that's a good question. One, I'm going to show ChatGPT also. This Gemini Advance is anyway incorporated in my professional plan for workspace of Google. So I have a professional Google Space. It's a paid subscription, so Google Advance is anyway incorporated. And I have seen various LLMs have various personas. ChatGPT is the king of everything, like at the moment. Gemini seems to be more informative, right? Catching up really fast. In fact, it's really funny because if you really think about it, Google has the world's knowledge, everything, and they have the computing capacity, petabytes of compute. they have the tensor processing TPUs, tensor processing units, proprietary. They only have that. And recently, you would have seen in the news a quantum chip that they have come up with. All the best minds and billions, and then comes OpenAI with 100 odd guys and produce an LLM, sending Google really backwards. So what gives? It's difficult to understand. But now what I see is it catching up really fast. Couple of possibilities off record. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Maybe they want investors to think and leave Google. And actually, Google stocks came down when they had a demonstration. They messed up everything, and Google stocks came really down. So in a way, they want others to leave and keep the stocks for themselves to develop in the future. That's one of the theories, conspiracy theories. Second theory is when you are trained with all the information in the world, you're going to produce garbage anyways. When you give quality input after training, your output is going to be improved as well. So that may be another reason. So there may be other reasons. And how these large language models work, nobody knows, including the creators. It's funny, isn't it? So if you ask Sam Altman or Ilya, how does this ChatGPT work? They don't know. They're not showing it. They don't know for sure because that is how it is working. That is one of the scary parts of it. Of AI altogether. So how does it get these tokens together, and how does it get these human values or qualities like line and all that is all a problematic thing to think about. Anyway, so this is what Gemini Advanced came up with. These are the general objectives: understand the pathophysiology, heart failure, and all that. I think you can read, and they've given us a case here. And these are the guiding questions. What are the pathophysiological mechanisms, pharmacotherapy in this case, first-line drugs, additional consideration. For me, this is not good enough. I think this is okay, but not good enough. So what we can do is, see, yeah, this is my other subscription on the personal plan, where that advance gives me these options. You want to check your Gemini, you can see that and see whether you also have those options. So now for this part of demonstration, we are using the desktop or the laptop screen. We'll go for the mobile in a bit. We have another 15 minutes. So out of that, I have chosen this one, 1.5 Pro with deep research. So what it does is it goes a little bit beyond that, beyond the conventional thing. So I've given the same prompt no, the prompt that I have given is this one. What are the latest research findings in the management strategies of coronary heart disease? So it has gone through 33 websites, and these are the references comparing heart disease and treatment and NIH, PMC, and CBI, all reputed ones. If you look at the thinking process, this is what it wants to do. What are the latest research findings? This is what I gave now. So it says, find the latest research findings on coronary heart disease from reputable medical journals and institutions. Find the latest management strategies. Find clinical trials, find articles, find guidelines, and then analyze. So if I don't like this plan, I can intervene and say, no, do this also, or just take that.
Sorry, excuse
So
me.
that's
I
an
think what we
additional
are seeing is
advantage if you
the.
use deep research part. And once it does that, it's come with really interesting ones. Increase in burden, it has given the relevant data, and the reference is here.
Sorry, I think what we are seeing is still the heart
Muscle
failure
fat
one.
infiltrations, new risk score for women, novel approaches, diabetic cardiomyopathy. So MRI to analyze heart fat. So new things with reference, it's coming up. And then you can immediately export it to Google Docs. So when you do that, that document will be saved in your Google Drive for you to intervene later. Right? So that is the first thing that I wanted to show, how to properly use prompt and what to decide. Okay. So any questions you want to ask about that? This is the basic prompting. I think by now all of you must be using this. Probably something new for you would have been this deep research thing. Now I will take you to probably some of you. Sorry, yes. Yeah. Let me get this onto this one. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Sometimes I have noted that in ChatGPT,
Yes.
they give references, but when you both that reference,
It's not available. Yeah, you're right. So that is a problem for hallucination, where I try to create things without any substance. But the hallucination problem has become really low with the newer and newer models. Having said that, you will always have to cross-check that. And now here, for example, now they have given now in the numbers what it is the reference. So I can go there. It's John Hopkins article. I can click there. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Right? Okay, sorry about it. So now it's taken me to the relevant website. So you can always click that link and double check it. Now, as I said, the error rate is coming down dramatically.
which one is more reliable? Is it the Gemini or?
I think both are equal reliable now. It is ChatGPT and research. There are some other things. I'll come to that. So I'll come to the granular things in a bit. This is just like very basic. You're just getting started. Although it says deep research, we are just.
These five things that are available to you, deep research and things. So you recommend different things for
Different purposes, absolutely. So it actually explains for everyday health, maybe 1.5 flash. For complex task, Pro 1.5. And these two are experimental actually. Experimental ones can make mistakes. That's what they say. They are not. That's why in my professional version, these things are not given. Because in professional, if they make a mistake, they're liable because we have paid customers for the professional. We are doing business on that. This is a paid one, personal account. So why should you use both these experimental things? If you want to try new things, your personal account will give the access to those models, whereas the professional one will not give you access. They're all experimental, right? Okay. So I think okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is the usual time I make a fool of myself because I'm going to have a chat with my phone. And usually it doesn't give what I want when I do a demonstration. So then they say, "You see, this is what you really want to show." But anyway, I'm going to give it a try. It's all our friends, so I don't care. So now we are moving to the mobile version. So I'm going to use ChatGPT this time. Hello.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Okay, I just want you to keep quiet until I say your name. I'm going to do a discussion now. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
I'll wait for you to call my name. Good
Okay.
luck with your discussion.
Okay, so it's my companion now. So it's listening to me, our discussion, but it's not intervening. So why this is important is for your brainstorming. So there are studies or maybe use cases, let's say, not like randomized studies, where they have found if you use the voice discussions, you're more likely to be creative and get more out of these large language models than typing. So it may be a good idea. Hello, you're there?
Yes, I'm here. It's a great idea to use voice discussions for brainstorming. They can definitely help spark more creativity.
Okay, right. Okay. So let's say I'm with a group of pharmacology professors here. They would like to plan a curriculum. So what sort of guidance would you like to give us?
That's great. Start by defining core objectives and key competencies for students. Include foundational topics, integrate clinical applications, and ensure there's room for
No,
interactive
just
learning.
I like to interrupt you because I'm working in Sri Lanka in a tropical country. I like to concentrate on more tropical medicine.
Got it. For tropical medicine, emphasize topics like infectious diseases, vector-borne illnesses, and public health challenges specific to tropical regions.
Can you give me some solid concrete examples?
You might focus on diseases like dengue fever, malaria, and leptospirosis, discuss their pharmacological management, prevention strategies, and the role of public health.
Okay. Thank you. Any like innovative ideas you can suggest me?
You might consider incorporating simulation-based learning or virtual labs.
Okay,
Also-
so what you have noticed there is I can interrupt it. By the way, how many of you have used the advanced voice mode? Tashi. No surprise there. So advanced voice mode, number one is more accurate, more natural, and you can interrupt. You don't have to wait till it finishes its thing. I still understand what you try to say and come back to you. So when you're driving to your work for 40 minutes or half an hour, you can get the advanced voice mode and have a chat. And when you come out of the car, the transcript is available. You get the transcript, put to ChatGPT again. This is the discussion that we had regarding that curriculum development. Can you make a 10-point key action summaries for me? So 10 points done for you. Get a printout, come to the meeting. These are the 10 points I want to discuss with you. So perfect example of brainstorming. So I think that's one of the things you can use on a mobile. Right. So that's a second demonstration. I think we have about 7 minutes. Are you up to a third demonstration or you want to stop? Okay, right. Okay. Third demonstration I would like to show is now we are all busy people. Now we want to study something, but the time is a problem. We are all tired. For example, I am a ENT surgeon. I don't know whether you got it. I see vertigo patients, and some of them are non-vertiginous imbalance cases. Oh, difficult. So after managing and doing something in the discussion, so I want to know what is new about this situation. So those days, what I used to do is to write on a piece of paper and have a list. And when I go home, when I have time, Google it and get the papers. So what we can do is, so we can have a custom gem. Gemini has custom gems. And ChatGPT has custom GPTs where you can create. I have given custom instructions to them. I'll show you how to do that in a bit, but let's say non-vertiginous this thing. So, okay, let's go to something else. We will start new. Okay. So I just type non-vertiginous imbalance or the topic only. You're not giving any like the previous prompting. You are this one and that one is not necessary. Okay. So it says interesting topic, non-vertiginous imbalance, common complaint, and it can be challenging to pinpoint the cause. I'm ready to dive into latest research. Just say the word and I'll pull the summaries from 10 most recent publications on PubMed. After you have had look at this, I can create an interactive quiz to test your knowledge. What do you think? Great. Okay, I've searched PubMed, the latest research on vertiginous imbalance. Here are the summary of 10 most recent publications. Vestibular rehabilitation, therapy for persistent posturers. So it's doing that, my job for it. Okay, good. There's a summary. These are the summary as it goes on and on and on, the 10. So I read that. Okay. Okay, now that you have an overview of the latest research, would you like me to create a quiz and test your knowledge? Yes. Excellent. I've prepared an interactive quiz based on the 10 research. Take your time. No, sorry. That's not the one. Take your time and proceed. Okay. Could you tell me what topic with non-vertiginous imbalance you like to quiz to focus on? Like chronic subjective dizziness, PPPD is like a very interesting diagnosis, triple PD. I'm sure Tershi must be getting these patients, PPPD. It's a newer diagnosis. A lot of patients said, no, you don't have anything, you are psychological. Now they're talking about triple PD. Treatment modalities, I'll say PPPD. Okay, I think there's a bit of a error on the quiz. When you click that, it's taken to a website. So we can reiterate and then this thing. So it's taken me to continuous education activity. Okay, okay, okay. So it can go online. So how we do that is, for the sake of time, I'll show you. You can go to the gem manager. Okay. Okay. So this is the instructions given to it. Assume the role of an expert in searching, critically assessing, and synthesizing findings from current medical literature. Remember, I'm a board certified ENT specialist with over 20 years of experience myself. So please keep your answers at my level of understanding. Prioritize PubMed.gov, Semantic Scholar, and Google Scholar. Utilize PubMed specific search strategies such as mesh terms, filters. So what you want to do, you tell that and keep that system instruction. Ensure all research findings are verified. So double check it. And link citations are accurate before inclusion. Exercise diligence in confirming the reliability of each source. Summarize the finding latest 10 publication relevant to the topic, but do not provide the summaries until further instructed. I think they give the entire details and you don't have time to read anyway. So upon receiving topic based on summaries, design interactive quiz using Canvas feature. Canvas feature is actually in ChatGPT, it's not in that. So I've done the same on ChatGPT also. Collect the answers and provide constructive feedback based on participants' response and reference appropriate study sources, substantiate your feedback. So that is the instruction given to it. And now here, if I want, I can add knowledge also, like files, and say this is the latest way to ask question or whatever, because the topic is going to change. So if you want to have a specific one on the topic, you can give that. For example, this one, this pregnancy drug advisor is a lifesaver for me, because now when a patient comes, I want to prescribe something. I have little bit hesitant to get the BNF check whether this is pregnancy okay. So can you give me a drug you want to check just for like testing? Chloroquine, shall we say? I don't know. Do you use chloroquine anymore?
It is like a template you have created for
Yes.
and this will be applied, but for the
Yes.
question you ask.
Yes.
So you can create the many templates like that.
Yes.
Is that only in Gemini?
No, in ChatGPT also you have custom GPTs. I think some of them are now allowed limited on the free also. I didn't check on the free recently because all these features are like anyway. Hmm. Okay. So probably, I think Tershi, number one, you have to be on the paid version. There's no doubt about it, unfortunately. $20, 6,000. So how many times you go to Pizza Hut and spend that money and say, why did I eat this? Why not you spend 6,000
But yeah,
per month, per month, per month?
Yes, take it down. There are so many that so if you are going to take paid version, which one should you recommend?
Yeah, I will send you a detailed article on it because there's no right or wrong answer. Which I know. No, that's right. For that also, I don't have a clear answer for you. For example, I was using Perplexity because Perplexity has access given to ChatGPT and Gemini within it. So you pay $20 for them, you can use those models inside it. And then the certain other features like the canvas feature, in Claude, you have something called artifact, where you create a nice website sort of a thing. So those features, when you want it, like when you have diverse, now, for example, if your main target only to do a research thing, you may go for Perplexity because it's quite accurate on that. But if you want to do images also, if you want to have a website part, for example, I do a bit of a coding also. You want to code in, Perplexity is not that good on that. So Gemini or even Claude Sonnet is the best for coding. And now DeepSeek. DeepSeek is super, really, really good.
But once you get the paid version, it allows you for so many other ones.
Yes, other custom GPTs they have done. Sorry. Since I have gone just, yeah, within that. That's called Dale is available, that Dale. So since I've just gone 1 minute over my time, I'll just show the last bit and I'll let you go. I know your time is precious. So if you go to, let's see,
For example, you were saying.
Yeah.
You get the instruction, you are processing pharmacology.
Yeah.
It is the software-based learning. Okay. So you have to create, now you are doing AI, what's its role?
Yeah.
So do you create, now, everything can be processing pharmacology. You can create separate ones like for medicine, neurology, surgery.
Yeah, it's like this now. For example, how I always say is, can I use the whiteboard? Yeah. So this is the tank. Okay, so what are your roles? You are a teacher. Okay. And then you are a researcher. And maybe you are a enthusiast in traveling. So what are your roles? You are a meditator. So just get your roles right out, written down, right? So that gives the clarity. Because now there's an interesting concept. For you and other neurologists, when they pay $20, ChatGPT is available. So what will give you the edge over that man? I mean, if you want to get there, is what are your strengths you already have? So you are a teacher. This is my strength. I know how to teach. So I should focus my LLM here. So then only I will harness the power of that because I play to my strengths, which are already there. I'm a student. I know how to learn. So let's get the LLM to teach me because that is what I'm good at. So basically, for answer to your question, so as a teacher, you may be having PBLs, SGs, or whatever you call them technical terms that you need to use LLM to create. So you can create custom GPTs for those. And you would have seen I have a presentation GPT. I have a thinking part also. I have fed Kalama Sutra to it. And when I have like a controversial thing, I feed it and see. What to Kalama Sutra, what do you think? I don't have to ask that. I just put the situation. So it will analyze and say, no, this part, this part, this part. So it's a guide. So similarly, for your situation, your strengths, your task, then you go even granular and get your task list. And then you create your LLM. Is it the perplexity you want for this or Gemini you want? So if you are like a serious user like me, you'll have a 3 or 4 paid versions.
There are chats that we can start a chat. Because I'm going to say it learns about you and it retains
Absolutely.
the
Very good.
information.
Very
Does
good.
it learn between chats also?
Yes. Yes, it does. It does, and it's actually plus thing and minus thing. So I told you about the morning ritual people have. When they walk the dog, they speak to ChatGPT and have a chat with it. So then, based on my last week's discussions, what do you think I should concentrate on next week? You discuss that and pharmacology lecture that you have to deliver and that thing, home loan you have to pay, you discuss with me. So concentrate on those. Because it knows. And you can play to the strength of. And also these LLMs or AI has been there, as you know, with Google Maps, YouTube, Netflix, long before it became ChatGPT. It knows about you. So how can you play? And we were really complaining, they know all our private data. What should we do about it? You play that for your benefit as well. What you do is, before you sleep, you click on a couple of YouTubes or whatever you want to. Let's say I'm interested in AI agentic development. I watch 5 or 6 things, not fully reading it, just fully comprehending, but just click. And the algorithm, sure, thank you. Algorithm learns about you and keeps on pushing them or others over time. So that way you don't have to search for these things and find out the good quality content because you train the algorithm to your advantage. Because that is really important because when I started this, I used to get on online courses on Coursera and paid and getting many certifications, like the IBM AI engineer and all. So when one of my patients came and I said, are these valid college certifications? I'm paying money and studying, my time is very precious. And I'm interested, I'm doing that. Will that give me some credential? I said, oh, those are good. IBM and all, so they're really good. But that course material is outdated so fast. So what you're learning is, so what we do to our staffers is that we have asked them to get YouTube membership, Medium, Reddit, paid versions, and train the algorithm daily and learn from that. Okay, so one last thing, how do you use AI? And let me just show that also and then finish it off. That will complete the thing. So LLMs, you know about this chat shall we call apps that you use on the mobile that you know. And then you know there are web apps that you can use on the computer. And do you know you can take that onto your mobile as well? You can save that as a mobile app. And why you should do that when you have a native app? Why you should do that is certain features not available on the native app is available on the web version. You can access on the phone. I don't have time to show that. You can find out on your own. So that's the second. And then there are APIs. APIs are like you pay only for what you use. Without $20, you pay $5 each on Perplexity and everywhere. You get their keys and use that on one of your LLMs. And I have one in my phone. So I can get DeepSeek or whatever, get the answer from that. That's also another way of using AI. And last thing I want to show is this one is Research Rabbit. These are specific AI use cases that you can use. For example, in Research Rabbit, going along with that coronary artery thing that we were discussing, coronary artery. So when you have, sorry, when you have one paper, Evolving Diagnosis and Management, Advancing Coronary Heart Disease, 2023. So this is sort of a summary. You get that and all the connected works. There are 228 similar work, 210 references, citations are there. So let's click that. Similar works will come in. So these are the similar works, genetics on. These are the articles that are relevant to that. The bigger the article, better. Bigger the size of the circle. So medical nanotechnology, whatever. So if you want these authors to follow up. So if you go, these are the authors. And then you can follow this fellow. It is a known person. In your fields, you must be knowing whether these are the real. So then you can go alone like that way. It's called Research Rabbit. At the end, you will have the collection of all the sort of papers like this, which you can export. And then you can use in your Zotero or other reference manager. And the other last thing is this size space. That's a free version. It's a free version and they say free forever for academics. So with your email address, EMB, you can get that access without any restriction. As I said, so much to show and teach you, I don't have time. So I'm just going to stop there with my last couple of slides and finish it off. Can't find it. So this is World Bank blocks recently, because now our country being a resource poor country, if we have the access to AI, we can actually address these educational gaps and come to level of Harvard, Stanford. There's no issue because we have all the knowledge on the AIs anyways. So if we can use it, global learning in a crisis, and this crisis is these are some resources you can just give it to Chiranti. Crisis is a golden opportunity. They always say, never let a serious crisis go to waste. So this is a serious crisis. How do you know when a student send you an answer is the correct his own product or AI product? How do you assess? What are the questions? What are the methodologies to assess students? It's a real crisis. and don't let it go to waste. Use it. So my recommendation is yeah, the medical faculty to actually seriously think about AI, incorporating into your curriculum. If you have a department or like a sub, I don't know, your structures, have it formally incorporated and work on it as a matter of urgency. That's it. Thank you so much for asking me to come over.